Well, looks like I'm live, folks. And if you guys are in there, join me. I am officially on holidays as of yesterday at 3 p.m. when I finished the day. I was on holidays. Hey, have you ever had one of these before? These are like super good. These are mint flavored Aero bars. I like them once in a while. They're not too shabby. So anyway, yeah, join me. I was really busy this morning. I planted a fig tree. I was gifted a really nice fig tree. So I planted a fig tree down. Hey, how's it going, Caleb? I planted a really nice fig tree, 20-gallon size pot down on the lower slope of our property there, just before you get down into the ravine. So somebody gave me that, and now it's in our garden. Doing good on holidays and enjoying it. Wendy's still in Vancouver. I just saw one of her videos. She shot a video of downtown Vancouver, the view from her son's condo or apartment, wherever he lives down in Vancouver. So she gets back tomorrow. We have a beautiful day here. It is currently 55 degrees. Just a minute. No, not 55 degrees. 12.5 is not 55 degrees. Oh, it is 55 degrees. Yes, it is 55 degrees. So anyway, yeah, beautiful day, clear blue sky. And I was quite happy to get rid of all National Geographic magazines. I put them on the Salt Spring Exchange, and a couple of ladies came this morning because we're kind of cleaning house. So they took all those old National Geographic magazines from like 1961 up, right? And I was just going to recycle them, but I put them for free. They wanted them, and they came and just picked them up about an hour ago. So that makes me happy. That's less junk I have to deal with, right? And also thank Michael in Poland for sending us these cool mugs that he made. Very cool. 57. Okay, we're 12.5 here. I'm in the shade right now. It's going to feel warmer when the sun comes around. The fig tree that I planted is in the full sun. And looking good. I went to Grace Point this morning and I shot some videos. So the new gardener there is awesome. I just messaged him this morning. He did a really nice job of cleaning up the just cutting the petioles, the stubs of the petioles back to the trunk. 0 went up. Yeah, it was over 9 this morning. It was around 9.2 or something like that. So low temperatures here, just seasonal. So not too bad. I guess you guys are doing, oh yeah, it's not your Thanksgiving. It's our Thanksgiving. Your Thanksgiving's in November. It's Thanksgiving long weekend here in Canada. I guess if I get to Costa Rica, I won't be celebrating Thanksgiving down there. Hello from Poland. Hey. Hello. That's where these mugs came from, Poland. That was sent to me from a viewer in Poland. And this was an oak tree that his grandpa planted, and I guess it died, so they cut it down, and then he made these really cool like barrel mugs, and they have stainless steel inside, super cool handles. They're really nice. Anyway, greetings from Salt Spring Island to Poland. Good for holding orange juice. I guess you could put some beer in there too. Yes, we do celebrate Christmas. Christmas is a worldwide event. So December 25th, Christmas. Are there palm trees in Osoyoos? No, I don't think there's any palm trees in Osoyoos. Maybe in pots, and they bring them in the winter. Too cold in the wintertime. Too cold in the wintertime in Osoyoos for palm trees. There's lots of cactus there and desert plants, but maybe sable miner might work up against a building if you're right by the lake, because they do get the heat. Sable miner and needle palm would be worth a try. Same ones you guys use. Douglas fir, grand fir. Some people use pine, and that's about it. Hello, Chuki. That's a nice name. And where are you coming from? Where are you from? I'm always curious. I know Caleb's in Oregon. I'm located on the southern Gulf Islands, so we're located on the west coast of Canada, off the southwest coast of Canada. You can see the beautiful bellflower behind me blooming, the Brugmansia. I'll show you. This is a beauty. Look at the flowers on that. And you know, they're not fragrant right now, but at nighttime, super fragrant. I grew these ones from cuttings. A friend of mine gave me some cuttings. I've been growing these things since the 1990s, this plant. Really easy to grow from rooting cuttings in water. Brugmansia candida. And there's different colors of that too. What do they use in Puerto Rico? No, they probably use, in Hawaii, they actually use Norfolk Island pines and Cook Island pines. Because I'm there around Christmas time. I leave before Christmas, but they sell them there. Norfolk Island pines for Christmas. From Poland, Warsaw. Wow, cool. Beautiful brew. Yeah, that's a nice one. At night, it's so fragrant. Anyway, yeah, this is from Poland, like I say. Juki, this mug came all the way from your country, and it's beautiful oak, and definitely taking this with us when we move. There's certain things I cannot leave behind, so that's from my friend Michael in Poland. Mm. Well, you know, Caleb, I know a guy over in Tofino that has a Norfolk Island pine in his front yard. It's up against his house. I won't say his front yard. It's near the house. Been outside for 10 years. Never damaged, never protected. But that's in Tofino. My neighbor had one down the road. When I say neighbor, probably maybe just about a mile down the road. And she put cardboard around it in the winter. It lasted about 5 years. What zone is he? 9A. High end of 9A. I'm from Winnipeg, where it goes minus 30. Woo! That is cold. Yeah, no palm trees in Winnipeg. But you know what? There's lots of cool stuff in Winnipeg. One of the guys I work with moved here from Winnipeg about, 30 years ago. I think he moved here in 1990 from Winnipeg, 89 or 90. Mm-hmm. It never gets to minus 30 in this part of Canada. See the palm trees behind me? Those are palm trees. No minus 30 here on the Southern Gulf Islands. Coldest it's been at this end of the island is about minus 11 degrees Celsius. That's it. So that's pretty cold for us. That happened a long time ago. Mm-hmm. Well, that's good that you have seedlings in the garden. More the merrier. I shot a video of a self-seeded palm growing on the water's edge at Grace Point, and it's got about 8 feet of trunk on it now. Totally neglected. It's got ivy growing up it. It's surrounded by California lilac trees. It is a mess. But you know what? Considering there's no irrigation on it, it looks good. And there's some 20-foot palms that I sold them years ago when they were small, and that's where it's seeded from, those ones. And there's more seedlings around it. Some nice camerops growing in there too. I also found a self-seeded bottle brush there as well. Summer, yeah, your summers get pretty hot. We've had lots of 30 plus days here. The hottest it was here this past summer was 42.9 degrees Celsius at this spot right here. We had that heat dome end of June, and it wasn't good for our islands. It was actually really bad. It killed most of the shellfish on the beach. The beach rocks heated up to near 50 degrees Celsius, cooked the oysters and the clams and the mussels. It was a horrendous smell for many weeks. As I drove home, because we live right across the street from the ocean, it was not a good smell, the rotting shellfish from the heat we had. It was just crazy hot here. It was too hot, and it burnt up a lot of the plants in the garden. Thank God some of them have recovered nicely. That's actually good orange juice. So anyway, yeah, so I'm really liking this weather. It's just absolutely perfect for the plants we grow. And I'm just going to start to weed out some of the plants that died in that heat dome. I'm going to get rid of them and replace them with more drought tolerant things. And I just chopped off the top of a eucalyptus today too. I'm looking at it from the lower sun deck, and I think that thing's getting out of hand. So I went down into the bamboo forest. The caliper of the trunk's only about this big, so it's not too big. And I went up with the extended pole pruners, and I pulled the top down, and I chopped about 4 feet off the top of it. So not a good time of the year to do it, but I don't really care. We have a lot of eucalyptus trees here, and it needed to be done. Kahu, come here. You're the frog there, the tree frog. So I know, Caleb, you've had frost already, haven't you? You've had frost in your part of Oregon. Nothing here yet. If my Kiwano. The Kiwano. Is that plant you got there that you don't want to survive? Every day past week. Interesting. I'm waiting for frost where our park's workyard is. Stay tuned for a video. If I show up there in the morning and there's frost, I will shoot a video. Frost happens very early in some parts of Salt Spring Island. And with clear skies like this, it won't be long before some of those areas are going to be getting frost. Oh, yeah, African horn melon. That's right, too. Yeah, it'd be cool if it survived. Hey, what's wrong with it surviving? Wouldn't that be good? We got a bunch of sweet potatoes out here. They look really good. I'll show you. We bonsai'd them. Here's our. Check out these. These are the bonsai'd sweet potatoes. So I had this bonsai pot, And Wendy and I put these sweet potatoes in there, or yams, whatever they are. They're rooted in. So we got this bonsai pot full of these cool sweet potatoes. And I said to her, next year, plant some in the planters if we're here, and they'll make nice garden ornamental plants, right? So yeah, they're an annual here. But people potatoes, and they do sell them in the market. You can buy them at the farm stand down the road. It's good as an annual because it's spread. Yeah, cool. That's right. Cucumber version of English ivy. Yeah, English ivy is a nasty plant, as you can see it up the trees. See it up the trees there? That's all English ivy up that tree. Right there. That's English ivy. It's terrible. And we're constantly pulling that stuff out. It is a noxious weed. Just kind of like holly trees. English holly are bad weed too. Butterfly bush naturalizes all over the place here. Hawthorns, pyracantha, Canariensis, different types of succulents, and I even found a self-seeded bottle brush this morning. How about that? Two of them, two self-seeded bottle brushes. So I think that's pretty cool. Bottle brush, I don't mind. And palm trees, I love when they self-seed and naturalize. So they can self-seed as much as they want, but some plants really are a pest. Broom is our worst. Broom and gorse are the two worst invasive species, I think, on our island. Came from England. They're everywhere. And if you pull them out, there's going to be seeds that say lay dormant in the ground for 20, 30 years. And you pull one of those things out, the smaller ones, kind of agitates the soil a little bit, gets those seeds going, and they'll germinate. Spirit. Manitoba is a desert. 41. Yeah, that's pretty hot. I think there's probably cactus that grows native there. I'm pretty sure there is native cactus in parts of Manitoba, just like Ontario as well. And we have actually native cactus here on our islands and also in the interior British Columbia where the deserts are. The desert regions of British Columbia, true desert, rattlesnake, sagebrush, cactus, and hot temperatures all summer. And annual rainfall, I don't know what they get every year, maybe 7 inches or something like that, 8 inches. I'm guessing. You'd have to Google it, but it's hot and dry there all summer long. Winters, yeah, colder because you're far inland from the ocean, but there are big lakes there. Okanagan Lake is big. And then there's Shuswap Lake. There's a bunch of lakes up there. And I know in Manitoba, there's tons of lakes and nice beaches in Manitoba. And if you go to northern Manitoba, you got Churchill, Manitoba, and it's actually on the Hudson's Bay where it is salt water. And there's polar bears. There are polar bears in Manitoba. You go to Churchill and you will see some polar bears. No polar bears around here. Once in a while, there's a bear spotted on our island, but not often. Since I've lived here, I think 2 or 3 bears have come to our island. They swim over from a narrow point between Vancouver Island and Salt Spring Island. And usually the farmers end up blasting them because they worry about their sheep. There's a lot of sheep farms on Salt Spring Island. And we always have mountain lion. Like I say, there's Ow's cougar here and raccoons, mink. And what else do we have here? Wild turkeys, quail, California quail. And that's about it. Nothing too major. Hello, Jane. Aloha from Salt Spring Island. Oh, I wish I was in Hawaii right now. It'd be a lot warmer than it is here. Like I say, it's about 55 degrees here. But you know what? Not too bad. What is it? The 8th of October. We will not complain. It's actually pretty good. And the palm trees, love it. So the growth on these things, Trachycarpus, and even the Butea, but Trachycarpus love the cool weather. Look at the fronds, how healthy these things are, opening up. And that one's getting big. There's some big ones in here, but this is when they really start actively growing. In this weather, they like the coolness. They like the dampness. And the mornings are damp. There's a lot of dew. And we have had some rain already, but not enough to get the creeks flowing, but enough to make the Trachycarpus palms happy. So I planted a palm tree today, and it was actually dry when I dug in. Have you tested growing taro on Salt Spring? I've grown, was it taro? Colocasia. I think that's what they call it. Maybe I have tried it. And but it'd have to be lifted in the wintertime unless you're in super, super fast draining soil and you mulch it. If you mulch it, super fast draining soil, there is a hope that you could probably do it somewhere. And there's Mike in there. Hello, Mike from Pennsylvania. It's nice doing the live stream right now because I'm not working. We don't have any B&B guests. Taro loves cool weather. Well, you know what? If we relocate to Costa Rica, I will grow some taro. I'm not going to bother planting it here, though. Churchill Polar Bear Capital. Yes, Churchill. You can go on polar bear tours in Churchill, Manitoba. right? And you guys can watch videos on that on YouTube, which is kind of cool. Joe, I just uploaded my tall bananas. They're tallest. Oh, cool. Right on. I'll have to check that out after I'm done my live stream. I'm gonna have to go down and water the greenhouse after this. I think taro will work where you are in South Carolina for sure. I don't see why it wouldn't work here. People grow canna lilies year round. Some taro varieties are drought tolerant. Yeah, because I always thought taro likes to grow in water or a wet area, right? But I remember shooting a video of a lady on Maui planting some taro in Lahaina, and it wasn't a really wet area. Ubi, I don't know what Ubi is. Not too sure what that is. What is Ubi? UB40? I know there's a rock band called UB40. So, yeah, taro, that might be one to try in a warmer southern zone. I think you guys down in the south would probably get away with it a lot better than us up in the north. And water and soil. Okay, interesting. Like a swamp cypress, right? Like a taxodium. Bald cypress will grow in a drier soil or it'll grow in the swamp. Like ours is growing in our pond and it's getting quite big. I don't think there's any knees there yet, but it's looking pretty good. And unfortunately, I have to leave all this nice stuff behind when we move, which is sad. I will definitely miss Salt Spring Island. If this does happen, I will miss Salt Spring Island. But you know what? UB is a purple yam. Oh, purple yam. Okay, cool. So are these yams or sweet potatoes? See these? Are those yams? What are they, Jane? Yams or sweet potatoes? We put them in bonsai pot and they rooted in there and they're growing. So they're pretty cool. And I don't know, maybe I'll bring them in the wintertime because I know the cold weather is going to kill them. Right now, they're actually pretty happy. And they do make a pretty cool bonsai. Look at that. So I don't know if they're yams. I don't know. I guess yams. What are yams? They're sweet potatoes, and yams are orange, right? And sweet potatoes are white. Taro needs to grow flowing or else. Oh, flowing water or else base water. That is interesting. Okay. Funny thing about. No, they're not potatoes. Nope, they're definitely not. And they're actually better for you than potatoes. Yeah, the farm down the road here, there's a nice farm stand. It's more like a store. We just walked to it from our place, and they got tons of sweet potatoes there. Big bins of them, right? So nice and fresh sweet potatoes. So these are sweet potatoes. Okay, thanks, Jane. I like sweet potato fries. Yeah, you harvested some taro the other day, Jane. I think you said you harvested some yesterday. That's pretty cool. Yam is different family than. Oh, it is. Okay, cool. That's good to know. Actually, I like. So which one is orange inside? Is that a sweet potato or a yam? I think yam is orange, isn't it? And sweet potato is white. Is that right? Am I correct? Because one of them I like better than the other. It's the white one I like better than the other. Sweet potatoes are they morning glory? Yeah. And you know what? Look at this. It does kind of look like a morning glory, doesn't it? Doesn't it got that look to it? I just sweet potatoes are yellow. Okay. I just ripped a bunch of morning glory out this morning when I was at Grace Point. I noticed it growing through one of the palm trees and I ripped it all out because that's bad stuff. Morning glory is a very bad weed here. And that's one that I forgot to mention. Very bad, invasive, noxious weed. Flowers are cool. Orange. Okay. So sweet potatoes are yellow. No, orange. So sweet potatoes and yams are white. Orange ones are also, the orange ones are also, are they really? Okay, you guys know better than I do. I just eat the stuff. And I do love, I like both of them, but I like one more than the other. I really do. Yeah, you know what? I really love this time of the year. But I'm going to look forward to living in the tropics too. I just hope it happens. I really want to. I'm positive. I'm optimistic. Sending positive thoughts to the consulate in Costa Rica. So I'm hoping it happens. And one day I'll be live streaming from our new place in Costa Rica. And it's going to be really unfortunate to sell this place because I love our home here. But you know what? With the money we sell this for, we will be able to buy a really nice place in Costa Rica. I like this time of the year. It's absolutely beautiful because our garden is so much happier. Sweet potatoes come in a variety of different colors, including yellow, purple, and purple sweet potatoes. Hey, Jane, you're awesome. Jane, you got to love Jane. Jane, you are a fountain of information. I still want to meet Jane one day, but I don't know if I'll ever get back to Hawaii. Now we're working on Costa Rica. Maybe that was it for me. 26 times to the Hawaiian Islands, and maybe I'll never get to the 27th time. Isn't purple just Yubi? Yubi. Yeah, I don't know about Yubi. I don't know anything about it. But it sounds cool. Yubi sounds pretty cool. I'll have to Google that. Yubi. So, what was I going to say? Yeah, Wendy's enjoying her time over in Vancouver right now, and it's been actually a nice break. I'm kind of like I say, I like batching it sometimes because I can turn my music up super loud. I got my heavy duty music on in the kitchen, cranked to the max. Yellow sweet potatoes have red skins and yellow flesh. Yellow sweet potatoes have red skins and yellow flesh. Okay, that's interesting, Jane. And grow very easily on Oahu, where you live. Yes, you're lucky. Year-round growing conditions on the Hawaiian Islands. Love it there. Unless you live up on top of Haleakala. A little bit colder up there, or Mauna Loa or Mauna Kea. Much colder up there and than down where Jane lives. It's kind of like Costa Rica. There are high mountains in Costa Rica too. It's very common use in the Philippines. Has a very common use in the Philippines. My friend Tom, his wife is Filipino. They own the Mexican restaurant. I should ask her. Purple sweet potato and purple yams are different. Are they? Do they taste different though? That's the thing. Jane, are they different tasting than one another? Or are they very similar in taste? I'm curious. And do you cook them the same way? I'm guessing you do cook them the same way. Good for you though. I love that mug. Isn't that an awesome mug? Thanks, Michael, if you're watching. Thanks for that mug. Purple sweet potatoes. I wonder if I've had purple potatoes. There are actually purple potatoes, but have I had purple? Let's see what's going on. Have I had purple sweet potatoes? I don't know. I don't know if I've had purple sweet potatoes. I'll have to check that out in the store. Sweet potatoes are sweet and they are not cooked in this. Oh, they're different. And I bet you Jane's a good cook. Jane, I think you're a good cook, aren't you? You like to cook, don't you, Jane? I like to eat. I just had rice last night for dinner and I put some cream of mushroom soup with it. Tonight, I'm having sushi. I went to the store this morning because I had to do some recycling and I went in and bought a bunch of sushi with chunks of avocado on top. So I'm having sushi tonight for dinner because I love sushi. And when you batch it, you got to go easy on making stuff. Who doesn't love to cook, mate? Yeah, it's okay. I'm not a great cook, but when I'm by myself, I have to cook for myself. Otherwise, I'm going to starve, right? But like I said, I did buy sushi, so no cooking tonight. Are there homeless? Tons of homeless people here, man. Tons. I see them every day in the park. Yams are used differently. Yeah, there's a lot of homeless people here. They sleep outside year-round, man. Tarps in the forest, tents. Oh, yeah. We got a big homeless population on Salt Spring. They move here from Ontario. And that is no lie. They move here from Ontario and Quebec. I can cook a cup of noodles, chicken. Yeah, I do that Mr. Noodle or the Raymond noodle soup. I cook good pasta. I'm actually really good at making pasta, and I can make a few simple dishes. My ex-wife was an amazing cook. Wendy's a good cook too, and my ex-wife really loved to cook different things every night, which was good because I like to eat. So I guess her new guy is pretty happy because she likes to cook all different stuff. Ramen, yeah, ramen. Ramen is like a Chinese or Japanese noodle, and it's got like a little package of flavoring in it. But yeah, I put vegetables with it, like ramen. Yeah, I call it ramen, or Mr. Noodle. It's like about 59 package, cheap stuff. But you know what? You put some, cut up some vegetables with it, and you can make actually a pretty good meal. Put some bok choy and a little bit of celery, some mushrooms. I put a little curry powder in there. Not bad. Not too bad at all. So you say ramen. Okay, I just say ramen. And it is actually pronounced ramen. You know what I mean? So I know what you're talking about because we sell the stuff in the store and it's cheap. It's kind of like macaroni and cheese, right? Easy to make, super cheap dinner, not too good for you. And I had Chinese food the other day. I went to the Chinese food place beginning of the week and I brought home Chinese food for Wendy and I. Pretty good for a quarter. Yeah. So ours is 59 cents for the ramen, and Mr. Noodle too. Mr. Noodle's same as ramen, and I like the Oriental flavor best. That's actually my favorite. And then, like I say, once you start adding a bunch of other doodads to it, like chop up a bunch of mushrooms, some celery, some bok choy, you can throw some chives in there, and you can actually make a pretty good little meal, and it does taste like you're eating Asian food, right? And you just boil the stuff, you boil the water, throw that noodles in there, and it doesn't take very long. You got something to eat in what, 10 minutes, something like that. It's pretty quick, so good for a bachelor. And I've been batching it most of the week. Wendy left early Tuesday morning, so ours is 25. Oh yeah, no, ours is in a foam. I'll show you. Well, no, there is some in foam. I'll show you what it looks like. Let me grab one. Let me grab one of these and show you what I'm talking about. Let me just throw a wood on the fire, you guys. Hey, Kahoo. Come here. So, this is the stuff I'm talking about. And ramen's the same. So, this stuff here, and is this Oriental? Yeah, that's Oriental flavor right there. And these ones are 59 cents a pack, right? And no, they're not very good for you. But if you want a quick meal, like I say, cut the vegetables up, throw it in there, and you can have yourself a Chinese meal right there. Chinese or Japanese, whatever it is. It's all good. Native Metrocederos trees on Maui are suffering. Oh, parts of Maui really do suffer from drought. On the leeward side where we stay, that's 25 cents. See, a lot cheaper in the States. Beef ones are good too. Yeah, I like them too. Yeah, when we stay in Maui in Kihei, you got to remember those guys only get about 9 inches of rain annually or so, and it is really dry there. I kind of say where it's the tropics meets the desert, and you see, so many desert plants growing there, and yeah, they're even growing in Oahu too, in Waikiki, because Waikiki is about 21 inches annually, which isn't a lot of rain, but you get up into the mountains, those guys are getting like a few 100 inches of rain a year. And especially on the windward side, you get over to the Hana over on the other side of Maui, they get a ton of rain. And there's skeeters over there too. I go into the rainforest over there, and there's a lot of skeeters. But where we stay in Kihei, there's no mosquitoes. There's no bugs to bother you there. It's kind of like Salt Spring. There's no bugs here to bother you. It's great. If you put a couple of tablespoons of pickle juice into your ramen. Oh, is that right? Oh, I should try that. Cool. Maybe I'll have some of this after. Right on. I do have pickles in the fridge, and I do actually put, you know what I do put with this? I like to put, like I said, curry powder. Put a little bit of curry in there, and it really spices it up a little bit. And I also like to use a lot of hot sauce, but I don't use it with that. So tomorrow I'm going to have to go to the store and get a bunch of Brussels sprouts and stuff to have for turkey dinner or chicken dinner. Yeah, that's one thing I wouldn't like about Florida is the bugs. And yeah, Florida wouldn't be the place for me, and it's also way too flat. You should try it. I'll try it. Caleb, I will try it. Where the mountains meets the clouds is wet. Yes. Oh, where koa can't grow there. Interesting. So they have no CMs. Yeah, we don't have any of that stuff you think. The Lord, we don't have bugs here on Salt Spring Island to bother you. You can sit out here on a summer day, and you're not going like this. You're not going like this all the time, because it's nice. No, it's bugless. I lived in Florida. I would go croc hunting. Croc hunting. Well, there's crocodiles in Costa Rica where we're going, so we got to watch it too. There's deadly snakes, deadly spiders, deadly frogs. There's it's jungle there. There's parrots flying around. So if Wendy and I end up there, I will be sure to shoot some really cool videos, and because that is going to be my final resting place if we make it there is Costa Rica. Yeah, we don't even have really see those here. Do you guys have banana slugs? Yes, we do have banana slugs. That's a Pacific Northwest thing. Some of them are big. I got lots of videos of banana slugs here. Where the mountains and the clouds, forest methods are very common. Interesting. Okay, cool, Jane. That's a good fact. I really like that. I still got to try one of those trees. But if I move to Costa Rica, I can try one. Banana slugs are awesome. And you know what? I do not bother with banana slugs. They're native. They're fine. It's the black and the brown ones, the introduced ones, are not so good for the garden. Banana slugs really don't bother our garden too much, but it's those black ones and those brown ones. Those introduced ones are not a good thing to have around, and they'll eat your vegetables up, especially small vegetables. They love brugmansia leaves. We had snails here, two big snails, look like escargots, but they're not. The mountain summits on Oahu are cloud forest. Too wet for koa. So then there's no koa growing up at Lion Arboretum, correct? I don't remember seeing koa up in Lion Arboretum. Maybe it's too wet up there. And I miss Lion Arboretum, man. I miss Hawaii. I don't know if I'll ever go to Hawaii again, but I really do miss the Hawaiian Islands. If I could live in Hawaii, I would, but it's just too expensive to live there, and it's not feasible for me to retire on the Hawaiian Islands, and it's not easy for me to move there. They do have koa. Okay, cool. So I guess it's not wet enough there then, right? Huh. Interesting. It's drier up. Maybe it's still dry enough for koa, right? Interesting. Yeah. So anyway, if I can get to the tropics to retire, I'm going to be a happy camper. And like I said, the first thing I'm going to grow is a Bismarckia nobilis. That's what I want to plant in our garden. Bismarckia nobilis. Oh, it will be a sad day when I have to leave this place. So I tell you, I might even cry. Great whites in Puerto Rico. I'm not too sure about Puerto Rico, but they're out on the West Coast. They've even been spotted off the West Coast of Canada occasionally because they like cooler water too, right? But I don't know about Puerto Rico. Anyway, we're going to Costa Rica, and Puerto Rico is a long way from Costa Rica. Puerto Rico, that is off, that's down in the Caribbean. I got a friend that lives in Puerto Rico. That's on the Atlantic side, right? So we're going to be on the Pacific side where we're going. Yeah. Costa Rica, right. The mountain summits above Lions or too wet for koa. Okay. Yeah, Puerto Rico's a U.S. territory. Bismarckia, not very hardy. Mine died. I planted one outside years ago at my last location, and I think it got down to about maybe 26 degrees Fahrenheit, something like that, and it killed it. It was a 5-gallon Bismarckia. I had it as a house plant, and then I decided to be a plant sadist, and I put it outside, and the cold weather came, and it killed it. And I mean, there's no way it's ever going to survive anywhere in Canada. And yeah, unfortunately, it died. It was around, I guess, maybe 25, 26 degrees Fahrenheit. It was done, dead. So no use in trying that. But I'll tell you, the Parajubea we have here, and you saw my video I shot yesterday, it's really growing. It loves this cool weather because Parajubea, Torellii, and Cocoides are native to up to 11,000 foot or so in the mountains of South America. So they like that coolness. The mountain summits are very wet, Lion. Oh, cloud forest. Interesting. I've been up there one time, Jane, and it just started pouring down with rain. And we went into that little seismic shack to stay dry. It's kind of, I call it the haunted seismic shack. Bismarckia is more cold hardy than coconut because I've seen pictures of Bismarckia growing in Phoenix, Arizona. And I don't think you'll ever grow a coconut in Phoenix, Arizona. I just think it gets too cold there, right? Because it can get cold on occasion and even snow once in a blue moon, which is very rare. But I've seen pictures of Bismarckia growing in Phoenix. Lions is not a cloud forest. So it's not a cloud forest. They sure grow a lot of palms there. Now, I was told that they have about 600 species of palms there. Do you think that is true? I met Ray Baker once, the palm expert there. That was the first time I visited Lion Arboretum. It might have been in the late 1980s, maybe the early 90s. And I met up with Ray Baker, the palm expert, and I had a very nice chat with him. And he says they tried Trachycarpus fortunei, but it failed, and they wouldn't try it anymore because the few times they tried it, it failed. So no more. That's why you don't see Trachycarpus up there. I always look for Trachycarpus, and it does not exist in Lion Arboretum unless they've planted more. But there is a beautiful Cameroptumulus cerifera. I remember when they planted it, it was small, and now it is absolutely huge. So a beautiful blue Mediterranean fan palm native to Morocco grows near the parking lot as you go up on the left-hand side. Just an awesome palm. So Jane, next time you're there, if you go up there, take a picture of it. I got a picture of me sitting in front of it, and it is a super beautiful palm, and I know it's even bigger now. There's also Cameroptumulus growing in Honolulu Zoo. They look kind of spindly. So when you go into the front gates of Honolulu Zoo, you go right, and they're kind of on the left-hand side by that pond in there. So, but really long, kind of lanky trunks on them, right? The summit of Mauna Kea is Kahala is cloud forest. Where is it? In Oahu and Lion Arboretum, the tropics, Hawaii. There's too much palm in lions. Yeah, I heard 600 species. That's what I heard, Jane. There's over 600 different types of palms. So, and Foster's Gardens is nice too. There's a lot of palms in Foster's, but not as many as Lion. If you guys love palms and you ever get to Hawaii, check out the island of Oahu. There's also Coco Crater, and then Foster's, right? But Lion Arboretum's my favorite. Yeah, I see the camera ops at the zoo has been there a long time, and it was looking really leggy though, really skinny trunks on it. But hey, it's there, and there used to be really tall brahia uh, armada in there. I don't know if they chopped it down. They were the. I got pictures of the giraffes eating seeds from them. That was back maybe late 1980s. The first time I ever went to Hawaii was the mid 1980s when I got married there. I got married at 3223 Diamond Head Road. So there's a little park on Diamond Head Road. Jane, that's where I got married, right on the water's edge. There used to be a mansion there many, many moons ago. Matter of fact, I saw that mansion when I was watching an early episode of Hawaii Five-O. They actually shot an early Hawaii Five-O there, the ones from the late 60s and 70s. So we got married on the patio of where the mansion used to be back in summer of 1986. And then the second time around, I got married on Maui. Michael Morris, how are you doing? Good to see you. Good to see you in there. Good to see everybody in there. Yeah, the live streams have been doing so much better because we don't have B&B guests here right now. But tomorrow we have two people checking in. Well, actually, three people checking in. In the one accommodation, we have one friend of ours checking in, and she's going to have dinner with us, Thanksgiving dinner. And then at the far B&Bs on the other side of the property, we have two people checking in. They're return guests from up island, the Big Island. They liked it so much they come back. We have a lot of repeat customers here, so that's the plan. When we get down to Costa Rica, we are going to open up B&Bs. Wendy's going to open up. Yeah, I can't believe. Yeah, we are. Well, we're thinking about it, Michael. I mean, it's not official yet. We don't have the stamp of approval from the Costa Rican government, but we're working on it. We're in phase one. We're still in the paperwork process, and we will soon find out. It takes many months to get approved. And if we get the stamp of approval, which I think we will, then we're going to put the house for sale. Uocho, I have two Medjool date palms here in Pennsylvania. Found out. Yeah, Medjool date palms, Phoenix dactylifera are not hardy there. So you will have to protect them in the wintertime and put some Christmas lights around and box them in, squeeze up the fronds, and maybe it is possible. They also like to be drier in the wintertime over the Phoenix Canariensis. So they're pretty hardy. I've heard of them surviving temperatures down as low as 4 to 6 degrees Fahrenheit because they can resprout from the bottom if the main trunk freezes back. You changed, man. You changed. How did I change? I'm still the same guy. I haven't changed. I've always liked the tropics. And I thought, yeah, the tropics would be a nice place to retire. And what pushed us even more is I said, if the guy running our country gets reelected, we'll move. And the guy that's running our country got reelected, and we don't like him. Don't like him at all. So it is time to move on. The summit of Mauna Kea are not cloud forest and above. Yeah, they get a lot of snow up there too, don't they, Jane? It can snow up there. I grew them from, yeah, cool. You grew them from a seed. Nice. Yeah, I've grown a lot of date palms from seed. We got some beautiful ones in 15-gallon or 20-gallon pots. They're getting big now. They're absolutely beautiful. Pennsylvania. Oh, yeah, because Mike's in Pennsylvania too. He's near Reading, Pennsylvania. When I think of Reading, I think of the Monopoly board. Reading, right? And then there's a railroad, I think, that goes through there too, isn't there? Yeah. A lot of history in Pennsylvania, the Keystone State. And they have two hockey teams, the Pittsburgh Penguins and the Philadelphia Flyers, right? Is the Philadelphia Flyers still around and the Pittsburgh Penguins? I don't really watch hockey. Southeast near Trenton. Cool. That's awesome. There's a guy that has a YouTube channel in Pennsylvania, and he does grow a lot of palm trees there. He protects everything in the wintertime, and he's got a lot of palm trees in his garden. Hey, Kahu, come here. Do you want to say hi? Do you want to say hi to these people? Kahu wants to say hi. Come here, bud. Come here. Hi, where were you? Where were you? Come on. That's a good boy. Oh, okay. Kahu wants to say hi. So he's tired. He misses Wendy. So how do you think this dog will make out in the tropics? You got bad breath. You need your teeth brushed. Huh? My cat ate a palm tree. Well, the good thing about Kahu, he does not eat palm trees. He does not dig up the garden. He kills rats and he kills mice and he barks when people come around. And he's actually a really good little dog. Aren't you, buddy? He's getting old, though. He's going to be 9 in April. April 3rd is his birthday. Look at him. He's like an old man yawning all the time. You tired? He's getting a haircut on Thursday next week. Ah! Anyway, that's Wendy's baby, and he's missing Wendy. Ah, say hi. Say hi to everybody out there. Yeah, he's missing. He's missing Wendy. You want to go down? You want to go in the house? You want to go in the house where it's warm? Yeah, got a wet ear from you. Yucky, yucky, yucky. That's why my palms are on a shelf. You got to plant some in the ground. Put some palm trees in the ground. A bunch of palms behind us there. You can see trachycarpus palms, right? So a lot of trachycarpus palms, and we do grow other palms as well, but mostly trachycarpus palms because trachycarpus palms are tough as nails. Okay, Cal, you want to go inside? Let's warm. There you go. There you go. Good boy. Look outside. Come on, you can't make up your mind. Good boy. Good boy. Yeah, it's going to be nice. The sun's going to be coming around soon. It's right behind those big Douglas fir trees, and the sun's a lot lower on the horizon right now. And in the shade, it is definitely cool. They're too little. Oh, they're too little. Date palms here are not foolproof. They will survive quite a few winters. We do have a small one in the ground. It's a bad winter that will take them out. It's, you know what it is? And it's not so much the minimum temperatures, it's the length of the freeze, but the maximum temperatures. So say we get minimum temperatures of around 20 degrees Fahrenheit or even 22 degrees Fahrenheit. It's the daytime temperatures that don't get above freezing, above 32 or just a hair above 32. And the Phoenix don't like that. So you get 3 or 4 days, maybe 5 days of that in a really bad freeze, and that's enough to kill a Phoenix here. You lose the center spear. So with a little protection, you can bring them through the winter during a cold blast, right? And Phoenix Canariensis are a lot better in our growing zone because they can handle the moisture more. There's a lot of them on the Oregon coast, and you got to think of how wet it gets on the Oregon coast. So Brookings, Oregon, where there's huge Phoenix, 80 inches annually. I think 80 inches of rain annually, and they're everywhere. My grandparents live in Florida. I'm growing. Send down. They haven't. Oh yeah, they'll grow easily in Florida. I don't know how Phoenix dactylifera will grow in Florida, but Phoenix sylvestris, well, they might work in northern Florida, but I think when you get down into the subtropical part, Miami, I don't know how many date palms are down there. I think it's really humid down there, right? I've been to Miami, and it seemed pretty humid to me, especially after it rained. They do really well in Southern California. Where we stay in Anaheim, we took the kids to Disneyland. The street was lined in Phoenix dactylifera, and they're absolutely beautiful with their kind of bluish pinnate fronds. Really nice palm. I don't really like the way they prune them. They trim way too many fronds off, so you got this beautiful trunk with everything just sticking up straight up. I like them when they got a more full crown on them. I don't think it's good to over prune palms. Remember that, folks. Don't over prune your palm trees because the fronds are food for the palms, and it does stress a palm when you cut too many fronds off. Remember that. So that's just a little word of advice, right? A little bit of advice for you. Koa trees will grow above the cloud forest in subalpine areas. And you see, those are the ones I need, Jane. Those are the seeds I need for here. But when we move to Costa Rica, we can grow the real nice lowland tropical ones. They live near the West Palm Beach. Yeah, it's too hot in the summertime for me there, but you know what? If I'm retired and I'm not working in it, hey, bring on the heat. We moved to Costa Rica, bring on the heat. It's all fine with me. We're going to have air conditioning in our house. We're going to live near the ocean. We're only going to live near the ocean when we move to Costa Rica. I want it to be like no more than a 5-minute walk or so to the beach. Like here, I can go through a nature trail to the beach, and I'm at a really nice little beach, and it's beautiful. So they sound like they live in a nice area. And West Palm Beach is an expensive area too. Super expensive, high-end place I could never, ever afford to live. It's just like moving to Hawaii. The only place I could ever afford to live on the Hawaiian Islands would be on the Big Island, up on side of a top of a volcano, because there is cheap land up there. I've looked at it. But, you know, there's going to be the time where lava comes flowing through your living room, and then you wondered, why did I pick that spot? Well, because you got it cheap, and that's why you got lava flowing through your living room. You know why it is constantly wet in the cloud forest areas? Yeah, so it is like a tropical rainforest up there, right? Felix Aberg. That is a name from Felix. Where are you from? Scandinavia, or Denmark, or Norway, Sweden, Finland, Estonia. Make sure you grow some coconut. Oh yeah, I know I will. Dwarf ones. I will only grow probably one coconut palm. Maybe the place will have them when we move there. Bogs are full of flat areas in the cloud forest. Oh, is that right, eh? Interesting. We do have some bogs here too on Salt Spring Island, swampy areas. Sweden, I was right. You see, my uncle just passed away unfortunately, and he was Swedish. He was born in Sweden, and yeah, he passed away a few months ago. Really nice guy. He was 85. Very, very nice fella. And I have a couple of Swedish friends. I have a friend that visited me 2 years ago or 3 years ago from Sweden. And he's actually a YouTube follower here. I'm trying to think of his name again. And he came and visited me here on Salt Spring Island. Sorry, but nice place. Oh, cool. Oh, thanks for watching. And Sweden would be a beautiful place to visit. I heard it's a nice country and a nice free country, unlike Canada's becoming not so free anymore. So that's why it's time for Joe to leave. Joe and Wendy are going to pack our stuff up and go quick, as quick as we can anyway. So hopefully the government gets their hiney in gear and approves us so then we can sell and get out of here. Condoled. Yeah, he was a nice man. But, he was 85, Mike. And if I make it to 70, I'm going to be quite happy. So I got about 13 more years left. Joe Biden trying to escape. Yeah, Joe Biden. Yeah. Joe Biden, I don't know, man. He's going to make it difficult for people to come to the States, too. In the cloud forest, it is always saturated in the sky almost every day. Yeah, see, I don't want that. Where we're going, we're going to get lots of blue sky, but there is a rainy season, so there's going to be a lot of gray and rainy days. But that's okay. When I'm retired, it don't matter. I can stay in the house. I'll have my two-way radio I can talk on. I can do YouTube videos. I can look outside at the rain. Maybe I'll put my raincoat on and go out and play in the garden in the rain. And it's going to be warm. It's going to be tropical rain. So that's going to be a cool thing too. So I'm looking forward to the change. Yes, it is a big change. It is a big change moving to another country where you don't speak the language. So I'm going to have to learn I think Wendy started, or she's going to start taking some lessons, some Spanish lessons. I got to learn to speak some Spanish too. I don't know how to speak any. I know hola, hola. Hey, senor. I don't know any other Spanish. That's about it. And I know how to eat Spanish food, right? Mexican food's good. Costa Rican food, I hear, is okay. I heard it's not as good as Mexican, but it's still okay. Probably seen all you bidding through. You probably seen all my vids. Wow, that's a lot of videos. I think on this channel I got 15,000 videos. My Trekkie car's landed. Oh wow, is that right? 30 centimeters of trunk per year. Good. That's good. And that's what they basically grow here too. If they're happy, they'll grow a foot of trunk a year easily. That's really good. And there are palms in southern Sweden and also in Norway too. There's no seasonal rain in the cloud. Every day, every single day. Good place for rain catchment, Jane. I will bring the warm weather everywhere. That's pretty cool, Felix. Hey, I'm going to have to check out your channel. You have a channel, right? Make sure you bring the cloud force are high at elevations. So I'm guessing, Jane, probably about 5,000, above 5,000 foot elevation. Trachycarpus grows at minus one. Oh, yeah, no, ours will grow over a foot a year here easily. They speak Costa Rican in there. I thought they speak Spanish there. So I'll tell you about the fastest growing Trachycarpus I've seen on our island. Grew 30 feet in 20 years, okay, from a seedling. 30 feet tall in 20 years. So that's pretty good, isn't it? That's very speedy. And I do have videos of it. And it was one of my seedlings that I grew from seed. And it's growing in a friend's garden. And it's taller than his 3-story house. It is absolutely a spectacular Trachycarpus palm tree. Doesn't do anything with it. They do speak Spanish. It's Spanish in Costa Rica. It's Spanish. That's what I heard. So anyway, Wendy's, I think, signed up for some online Spanish lessons. So like I say, if Costa Rica, they don't give us a stamp of approval there, then the second choice is Mexico, a place called Chapala at 6,000 foot elevation where the climate is absolutely perfect. So, oh, there's Dara. Hey, Dara, I got to show you the dog. The dog wants to say hi to you. Costa Rican dialect. Cool. Thanks, Camel. Kahu. Where's Kahu? Kahu, where are you? Where are you, buddy? I don't know where he is. I don't know where that dog is. Kahu, where'd you go? Yeah, so these ones now are growing really fast that we cut this maple tree down. So 2-3 years ago, I cut this huge maple tree down, and now there's no life in it. and the roots and stuff from it are not bothering these trees. So I find they're growing at a way faster rate. Irrigation in this garden, and I also find that this butias respond better to cooler weather, and it's actually a pretty happy camper. So hopefully that guy will continue to grow. That's a Home Depot special, that Butia capitata. It'll look nice when it's big, but I'm guessing I'm not going to be here to see it get big. The new owners will enjoy the garden, right? And actually, somebody messaged me yesterday, and they said they have a friend in Tofino that's interested in moving to Salt Spring Island that's interested in our place. And then somebody else too. So we had two people that are interested in our place. So the thing is with houses sell super quick here. So I wouldn't want to put it on the market right now because I don't have anywhere to go. I have to wait till we get the stamp of approval. Once we get the stamp of approval for Costa Rica, house will go for sale. Hopefully it'll sell really quick and get that money in the bank. And then we will go to Costa Rica. We will stay in a B&B for about a week. And then we're going to be looking for a house. We're going to buy a house right away. That's Wendy's plan, is to buy a house and land in Costa Rica. Hey, Joe, whenever the U.S. border, you know where the palm trees? Yes, I do. In Seattle, go to the Magnolia District, Chittacon, Ballard Locks, Walt Rockefeller's place, man. His place will blow you away. Started planting palms there in the mid-1960s. Elaine Lucier in Magnolia District, unbelievable. The guy's got 400 palm trees in his garden, mature ones. John Spalding, North Seattle. He's got a huge Sable Causarium, big Parajubea Torellii, and he's also got huge Camarops in his garden. Hi, Joe. It's always good to follow your dream, Costa Rica. Yeah, so that's our dream. We want to make it happen, but I also have way in the back of my mind, I know there is a slight chance that it might not happen. Okay, so even though my hopes are up, like I said, there's that slight chance way back there to say, well, maybe the Costa Rican government won't give us a stamp of approval, and we can't go to Costa Rica. But I'm thinking positive thoughts. I'm putting it out there to the universe. Same with Wendy. We want to make it happen. I made it happen for Salt Spring. I moved here just about 3 decades ago now. Didn't come here with a job. Sold my place on the mainland south of Vancouver and moved here to Salt Spring Island with no job. I got a job right away. I wasn't worried about it. When we're going to Costa Rica, I'm going to retire. So it doesn't matter. I don't need a job. I'm going to collect my government pension. I've been working for the Parks Department for a long time. Wendy gets a teacher's pension. And then at 60, I get the Canada pension. And that comes in along with my other pension. And it'll be good. We can live comfortably in Costa Rica. Lives up to the name. Yeah, Costa Rica will be nice. It is good to follow your dreams. So North Seattle, yeah. You can find out about these places if you go to People Who Love Palm Trees and Exotic Plants on Facebook. That's one of my groups there. And, there's over 13,000 members in that group now worldwide. And we do have members in Seattle there. And they can point you in the right direction. You just post on there, where's good places to see palm trees in Seattle? Because I'm going to be visiting, and they'll set you up, and they'll probably give you a garden tour, right? They'll let you know. No palms on my channel yet, but I'll make sure to get some of my own. Oh, cool. Felix, that would be awesome. And thanks for watching. Thanks for tuning in. I appreciate all you guys for tuning in. I shoot YouTube videos for the fun of it, okay? It's just a hobby for me. That's all it's ever been. That's why some of my videos aren't the greatest. None of them are edited, and some of them are short. Some of them are longer. Sometimes I throw in random stuff to break up the monotony. So if you see a random video in here sometime of maybe Molly the workout girl, me scaring her, it's just to break up the monotony of palms and plants all the time. So I'm a random type guy, and I do random things. So that's why I throw random stuff in there. And my other channel I have is more random stuff. And remember, it's just all free entertainment. You don't have to agree with or disagree with it. And that's same with me. If you don't like it, just turn the channel, because it is just entertainment, like watching TV, right? Free entertainment. Dan the Clutchman, from White Rock to Seattle, it's not that far, would be worth an out. Oh, yeah, for sure. I went on a Palm Society garden tour there in 1977, or no, 1997, sorry, and it was awesome. Walt Rockefeller's garden absolutely blew me away. And I knew about his garden long before that. And I met Walt. He's passed away a few years back. Amazing garden, man. It's just unbelievable. He's got a big sable palmetto in his garden too. It's quite close. 1 hour 50. Yeah, it doesn't take very long. I've driven down there many times. My ex is from or not my ex, my wife, Wendy's from White Rock. Wendy lived in White Rock for 23 years. My aunt and uncle lived in White Rock since 1970, and they sold there. God, when did my uncle sell there? 5, 6 years ago, maybe 5 or 6 years ago. He lived on Blackburn Crescent. That's where he lived, Blackburn Crescent, just off of Lancaster. You go down North Bluff, heading towards Ocean Park, hang a left on Lancaster, then there's Coldicott, and then you hang a right on Blackburn. They're on the right-hand side, and there's a very tall palm tree in their garden. They planted it behind their house. I grew it from seed. I gave it to them. They had it in a half barrel for years, and then they planted it in the back garden. So the new people bought the place, tore down the house, but apparently the palm tree is really tall now on Blackburn Crescent. So the people that have the place may have built a new house. So you might not be able to see the palm tree anymore, but it was in the back garden by the swimming pool. Southwest Ireland. Yeah, Trachycarpus martianus is a nice one. We have one as well, and it's doing very well. I planted one in the garden quite a few years ago, and a bad winter took it out because they're not that hardy. They're probably one of the least cold hardy of the Trachycarpus palms. And same with Trachycarpus latisectus, not so hardy, but a nice one to grow. I got a friend in Vancouver that's got about a 20-foot tall one in his garden. Are there any palm species, Washington State? There, I know of Washingtonia robusta that grows in Seattle because a guy often posts pictures of it on People Who Love Palm Trees site, and it's actually getting pretty big, and it's growing. I think near a building or an overpass or something like that, but it is actually getting pretty big. So you can check that out if you're on People Who Love Palm Trees and Exotic Plants. I have 10 of, it seems to be, oh, you have 10 of them, right on. That's cool. I have one, and it's in I guess it's in about a 10-gallon pot. It's out in the front garden right now. I'm not going to bother planting it. I'm going to bring it into the cool greenhouse in the winter, or the tiki hut. Yeah, there was one in Edmonds, Washington for about 20-something years, right beside the hospital in Edmonds. And it got quite big. I think it was a filibuster, and finally a bad winter took it out. But I've seen them here too. I mean, I've seen some good-sized Washingtonia growing here on our coast, and usually a bad winter will take them out. If anything, you're milder than Seattle. Yeah, well, Seattle is, as the crow flies, about 100 miles south of here. And because we're actually south of White Rock. Did you know that? Salt Spring and the Gulf Islands are actually south of White Rock. White Rock's 49 degrees latitude, and the Gulf Islands are 48 degrees north latitude. So as the crow flies, it's not that far to Seattle. We can actually see the lights of Seattle if you go to our highest peaks here on Salt Spring Island. We can also see Mount Rainier. We can see Mount Rainier southeast of Seattle. So, yeah, if you're on Facebook, Dan the Clutchman, check out People Who Love Palm Trees and Exotic Plants. You have to be added to that group so you can join. You'll get added. There's a question to ask. I have moderators and administrators are as well looking after it because I'm too busy to look after it now. There's a lot of members. But there is a guy, Paul, and he's always posting pictures from Seattle. There's some really cool stuff. So the Chittagong Ballard Locks, there's palms planted in there by Carl English about 80 years ago, and they're big. There's a grove of Trachycarpus palms. There's also Camarops too. I have nearly collected. Oh, cool. Right on. Well, that's good. There's so many different Trachycarpus, and it's a great thing to collect there. You could see. You betcha. Yeah. You can see them from, you go down to Mount Bruce on the south end of Salt Spring Island, which is the same latitude as Bellingham, Washington, and you can see the lights of Seattle. You can also see Mount Rainier as well. I've seen Mount Rainier from even not the very south end of Salt Spring Island, just from one of the higher points of Salt Spring. You got to remember the southern Gulf Islands are at 48 degrees north latitude, and we do have some high peaks here, 2,300 feet up, and you get to the top of that, you got a good view from up there. Yeah. So I had a friend that had a radio up there, and I used to talk to him all the time, and he said, yeah, you can see the lights of Seattle. I've seen Mount Rainier from like, where was it? On top of Juniper. I was up on, no, not Juniper. Was it Juniper? I think it was Juniper. I'm just trying to think of it. Jasper. And it was up about, I guess, 1,500 feet up, and I could see Mount Rainier easily. I'm open to make hybrids. Oh, yeah, you can make hybrids. I do have Trachycarpus hybrids. I have Nova Cross Wagnerianus. I have a Trachycarpus Nova Cross Wagnerianus, self-seeded in my friend's garden, and he's got beautiful, tall, trunk, 20-foot tall or more Trachycarpus Nova. He's got beautiful Trachycarpus princeps. I have Trachycarpus princeps, small ones. We have Manipure. We have Wagnerianus. We have Martianus. We have Latisectus, Fortunae, and we have the hybrids. And I had some Nanus I grew from seed, but they petered out. That's amazing. Past summer, me and visited, and I saw the San Juan. Yeah, you can see San Juans from here too. Easy. When we went out fishing in August, like just off the south end of our island, you're into the San Juan Islands, man. They're right there. We caught some salmon off there. We caught 2 salmon off the south end of Saturna Island, and that was right by the San Juans, and you can see the south end of Salt Spring as well. So where our latitude is here, we're right across from Birch Bay. We're the same latitude as Birch Bay. So if I took a boat and went across the water at the same latitude, I'd bump into Birch Bay. And on the south end of our island, listen to our dog, I think is barking. If I went to the south end of our island, you'd be in Bellingham, Washington. So White Rock is northeast of our islands, believe it or not. A lot of people think it's right across. It's actually not. Semiahmoo Bay is northeast of our islands. Yeah. So yeah, it's interesting, isn't it? Southern Gulf Islands are basically in the same archipelago as Washington State San Juan Islands. Anyway, I'm hoping to be at just over 9 degrees north of the equator in my dreams, and hopefully the dreams will become reality. I'm hoping. I dream about it, and I think about it, and we're going through the paperwork, so hopefully everything will work out. My parents are excited to go to Bellingham. They're cheap flights. Oh, yeah. That's a good place to fly out of Bellingham. I heard it's just awesome. Awesome place to fly out of is Bellingham. And hopefully the borders will open up soon. I don't think they're open right now. I think the Americans can come here and the Canadians cannot go there through the border. We had a guy a few weeks ago from Georgia stay at our B&B, one of our B&Bs. 1 second. Let's go to check the dog. Man, it's warm in the house. It is awesome in there. Yeah, you gotta love Bellingham. I used to go down there a lot, and we used to go shopping down at Cost Cutter Foods in Bellis Fair when I lived in Langley. Because you remember, I lived in the southwest corner of Langley. Wendy is from White Rock. My ex-wife was from White Rock. She graduated from Earl Marriott. Wendy's kids went to Earl Marriott. Her kids were born in Peace Arch Hospital, and all of my kids were born in Peace Arch Hospital. Even though I lived here, we went over there to have them in Peace Arch Hospital because my wife had a really good doctor, my ex-wife, and she liked to go back to White Rock because her mom lived in White Rock, right by near Earl Marriott School, just off of North Bluff. The Queen Charlotte Islands, as they used to be called, milder than you. No, they're not milder. That's called the Haida Gwaii now. Haida Gwaii, and that's hundreds and hundreds of miles north here. I think they're about 500 miles north of here, and but very mild in the wintertime. Zone 8B for sure. We're also moving soon to Port Dover, Ontario. What? You're moving from White Rock to Ontario? Now, why are you doing that? The plants that got attacked by the cattle seem very good, Dara. I am happy about that. I'm really sorry to hear that the cattle ate your plants. That's sad. It made me cry. Well, just about cry. I don't like to hear when things happen to your plants. Bad things happen to plants. I know cattle like to eat stuff. Unfortunately, they ate the palms and tromped them down, probably too, stomped them. So why would you move to Ontario? Is it because it's cheaper there? Because the winters are really cold. The winters in Ontario are very, very cold. So why to move to Ontario? I'm just curious. By the way, blast off. Some guys from Haida Gwaii, formerly known as Queen Charlotte Islands, stayed in our B&B a couple of years ago, and I gave them a bunch of palm seeds and seedlings to take up there to Haida Gwaii. Farmer has offered to replace the plants. Oh, so it was somebody else's cattle. Oh, it wasn't your cattle. Okay, nice. I saw a video of Alaska even. Yeah, so I'll tell you about cattle. Or not cattle, Alaska. I've been to Alaska 3 times, okay, up to Skagway. There was palms growing in, what's the island up there? Sitka, Alaska. And, it was your cousin's cattle, those darn cattle. Make those things into steaks. So anyway, Sitka, Alaska, a Palm Society member by the name of J.D. Rowell, I believe that was his name, J.D. Rowell, planted 2 Trachycarpus palms beside a building in 1992. And they lasted about 20 years before they finally petered out. And I don't think they ever got protected. They were featured in HPI a couple of times over the years. And so out on the islands there, the winters are pretty mild on those Alaskan islands in the Panhandle. So yes, Trachycarpus palms, I think, would have a good chance on the southern end of the Panhandle. When I was there, and like I said, I've been to Juneau 3 times, Ketchikan, Hoona, Icy Strait, Skagway. I think in Ketchikan, there's big rhododendrons. There's a lot of flora there that's native to here as well. And I saw beautiful rhododendrons there. I did see some dracaenas. I didn't see any palms. I don't know if the dracaenas made it through the winter, but I think Trachycarpus palms would actually have half a chance if they were planted in a super good microclimate up against a building, maybe in an alcove where they're not going to get much wind. I know certainly they would grow over on the Haida Gwaii, out on the British Columbia islands of Haida Gwaii. There are other islands out there called Triple Islands off of Prince Rupert, where it rarely goes below 32 degrees Fahrenheit in the winter, but it doesn't get very hot in the summer. Like 62, 65, maybe 62 would be a really warm summer day. So it never gets that cold, but it never gets that hot. But I think Trachycarpus would work out there if you put him in a sheltered spot. But they do get a lot of wind. And Trachycarpus palms are not too much. They're not palms that like wind blasting on the fronds all the time, because it will kind of fry the fronds up and make them kind of burnt out on the ends. It'll mess them up. So as you can see here, the fronds on these palms are absolutely flawless. We don't get any cold wind here. Cold wind is nil here. And look at them. Look at the fronds on these things. They're absolutely perfect. And it's like the bananas we grow here too. It's rare that you'll ever see a rip in the banana leaves, because the bananas don't get the wind. So if you go to tropical places and windy places, the banana leaves are all torn up, which I think looks kind of cool. Looks kind of makes them look like a palm tree. But ours don't get like that. And the palm trees here, you don't see burnt out ends on them from the wind, and they don't look all tattered up. They're just windmill. This is windmill palm tree growing country. It really is. They grow so easy. There's no trick to growing windmill palms. Anyway, guys, I'm not going to go too much longer here. It's cool. I want to go inside where it's warmer. The sun's going to be around soon. It's these big fir trees in the way. The sun, I'm going to flip this around so you can see what I'm looking at. I'm looking at that. See where the sun is? Right there. It's got to get past that other Douglas fir tree, and that's going to be blasting right on me. So anyway, yeah, you got to tell your cousin to keep those cattle penned up, because cattle can make a mess. Horses can make a mess. Deer, moose, elk. We have a lot of deer here. And I noticed a few things eaten down there in the forest. There's a couple of fronds chewed off some of the palm trees. I was up under the bamboo. They're cutting the top off a eucalyptus tree, and I noticed some of the fronds missing from one of the palm trees. I know we have rabbit damage to one of them down there too. And rabbits make a mess as well. So anyway, there you go. Anyway, guys, we're going to cut it short now. I've been going over an hour. I don't want to bore you guys to death. I can do another live stream tomorrow before we have a check-in, because once we have a check-in, yes, I mean, it's beautiful though. Look at the weather. It's just absolutely not a cloud in the sky, 55 degrees, and it feels a lot warmer in the sun. You know what I should do? Over on that side of the house where the sun's shining. See over there where the sun's shining, it's really, really nice and warm. So I should go put my back up against that wall. That's what I got to do. And thanks for the identification of one of the palm trees. So I was thinking it was either a toss up between a Sereno repens or a Trithrinax campestris. And somebody commented on my video, I think it was Palms. He said it's a Sereno repens. So what we have in the garden is not a Trithrinax. We have two of them, one in a pot in the greenhouse, the garden. He's confirmed it as a Sereno repens, silver form Sereno repens. So we're going to see how it does in the winter. It's been in an non-heated greenhouse, since I grew it from seed. So it can handle that. So hopefully it'll handle outside. Okay, talk to you soon. Look up the site. So you have to go to Facebook. It's actually I have a lot of palm groups on Facebook. So it's called People Who Love Palm Trees and Exotic Plants. That's the name of my group, okay? People Who Love Palm Trees and Exotic Plants. Hit that group, join it. We'll add you. One of the moderators or administrators will add you, and post that. Say, can anybody show me around Seattle or tell me where to go to see nice palm trees? They grow all over Florida there. Yeah, they're weeds. Not weeds up here, though. They're not a common plant. I don't know anybody else that grows Serrano repens here. There might be Palm Society members that do, but we have one now in our garden, and I will let you know how it's growing. Okay, take care, and you have a good one, you guys. I should roll. I want to go inside. It's getting cool out here. It's too cool for me. And you know what? If I move to the tropics, this is going to feel frigid to me. Okay, if I ever come back to Canada, it's going to feel frigid here in the wintertime. Okay, see you down the clutch, man. And yeah, check that out. Facebook. People who love palm trees and exotic plants. You'll like it because you'll see lots of cool stuff from all over the world. Doesn't matter where you live, doesn't matter what you grow. It doesn't have to be just palms. People post some really cool exotic plant pics there and lots of cool palm pics from all over the place. And really good members there. Very informative. Lots of cheers to you, Larry. Lots of people there that know what they're talking about. So if you need stuff identified, you're having problems with your plants, just post it on there and those guys will give you the dirt. There's always a few experts in there and they know what they're talking about, right? But there's somebody that'll hook you up in Seattle, I know, because we have Seattle members that will probably be glad to tell you where to go see some beautiful palm trees. There are some amazing palm trees in Seattle. I know because I've seen them firsthand. I've been to Seattle many times, many times. All right. Anyway, take care, guys. Cheers to you all. And maybe tonight I'll do another live stream. I might do it on Jungle Joe C, though. Okay. All right. Take care and enjoy the day. And happy Thanksgiving to my Canadian friends because it is Thanksgiving weekend here. Thanksgiving Sunday or Monday. And I got to pull that turkey out or the chicken out tomorrow and let it thaw because it's a frozen chickensicle right now. Cheers to you.